What's up, y'all? It's Mark from Music and Mental Health. Welcome back. I know that it's been a little while, and I have been promising this video that I was going to do with a question from Xavier from Big Brother, actually the Big Brother 23 winner. So first of all, I'm going to play this little clip from him.
What's going on, Mark? This is Xavier from Big Brother Season 23, and I just wanted to give you a little shout out. I want to just give a shout out to your YouTube channel called Music and Mental Health. That's dope. I love both of those things. I love that you're bringing awareness to mental health while also blessing people with dope music. That's fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, sir. And I am going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep blessing people with music, dope music, as you said, and continue to push forward with these mental health topics. So I actually became a Big Brother fan last year, and I never even thought I'd be saying these words because the show that I liked was MTV The Challenge. I still love that show. I shouldn't say liked in past tense. And they started to cast all these Big Brother characters onto my show. And I was like, get these people off of this show. But then eventually I'm like, I don't understand the backstories that they keep giving for these people. And the combination of that and a friend who I met who watches Big Brother, loves Big Brother, convinced me finally to start watching it. I saw my first season last year, which was season 16, and then I binged watched. I watched about 6 seasons, and Big Brother 23 was my 7th and my first live one, and what a season to watch. My goodness. This was the most African Americans that they had in the house, first of all. So there were 6 of them. Xavier, Kyland, Tiffany, Hannah, Azza, Derek F. Nice, I remembered all of them. So they formed this alliance called the Cookout. And the premise of the Cookout, I'm not even going to go into the explanations of how and why, but I'm just going to say the 6 African American people in the house decided that they were going to have this super alliance where they voted everyone else out of the house. They evicted everyone else. I cast to evict. If anyone watched that season and watched Derek F. not be able to say, I cast my vote to evict until we got to Kyland, which I found hilarious.
I cast to evict Alyssa. I sadly to evict Brittany. I sadly to evoke Brent. I sadly to evoke the beautiful Whitney. I sadly to evoke Christian.
But anyways, as I saw that they were whittling down and getting close to the 6, there were 8, 9 of them left, and there was only a few left, and they had the numbers, and I realized 6 was pretty much inevitable until unless somebody broke rank or got upset and did something contrary to what their overall goal was. And I'll say this flat out, I've seen black people do it before. They've done it to me. I've seen them do it in general. So once I realized that it was inevitable, that they were probably going to get there, I said to myself, what happens after they get to 6? Because everybody is still trying to win. Is this where we're going to see the bickering, the fighting, the back and forth, the things that we usually see within our community? So they got to the 6. You know, they did their 1, 2, 3 cookout. It was really nice. It was really awesome to see. There was a moment in there that I asked Xavier about. He didn't answer, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But first I'm going to go to what he did answer, and I'm going to roll the clip.
You asked me how I stayed so sound and mentally strong in the BB house. I attribute a lot of my personal characteristics to my parents. They raised me to make sure that I always had control over my emotions, that I didn't let my emotions control me.
I found that very interesting that he said his parents instilled with him that he has to be able to control his emotions and not let his emotions control him. My parents, my family, my extended family, my uncles and aunties that were just around that were not specifically family, but I call them that because of their age and respect thing. Emotions was not a thing for me. It was not a subject, like learning to control them, or we didn't even talk about that. Not in school, not at home, not at church. It was just don't have outbursts, don't be angry, don't show people your emotions, because emotions are a sign of weakness. So the reason that I asked him that specific question was because there was so many things going on in the Big Brother house. Yes, they were in there. Sometimes they were having fun. They were doing challenges. They were playing games. They were talking to each other. They were playing pool. They were laughing. But in between that, they were still playing the game. And they were still trying to win this game. And emotions get involved, egos. And that's why I really had asked him the question about Kyland. And the question that I asked him was, how did he demonstrate assertiveness, but without being physical or becoming physical? Like letting him know this is not tolerable for me, but not in some kind of loud or ratchet type of way that would make him look bad, or that would make the cookout look bad in general.
I thought the whole, Kobe thing, raising him to be a man and face challengers and stuff.
Are you talking about my nephew right now?
Kyland.
Julie's waiting on him. Julie's waiting on him.
I need you to leave right now, Kyland.
When Kyland got evicted and mentioned his nephew, because I know that was a big moment that unfortunately happened. I've watched lots of Kyland's explanations about it. I'm not going to really say I know the man's heart, but he actually said in one of his interviews, this is a pre-planned thing to say. So if it was pre-planned, it's hard for me to really buy the explanation of it was misconstrued, but that's neither here nor there. I don't have Kyland on here. Xavier didn't answer that question, and I assume that the reason is because he wanted to handle it with him, and he knows that fans show things around and they still do business together. They're still around each other for different Big Brother meetups and events, and just like he was saying in all his interviews, he didn't want to be the cause of any dissension or to break the group up after this amazing thing that they did together. On to the topic of emotions. We all have them. I think that I wish that we were all taught about emotional quotient. I wish that we were all taught that emotions are okay to have. It definitely makes sense to say, don't show everybody your emotions in every situation, because they can use those as weakness. My family has told me that, and I do agree with that. But you have to be able to know what to do with them. They don't just float around, and if you don't talk about them and if you ignore them, they're just not there. And if you don't find healthy ways to let them out, right, they're going to come out in other ways. It could be anger. A lot of times it could be anger. It could be in many different ways. Vengefulness. Emotions are energy. And the thing about energy is, if we do not find healthy expressions, it sits with us and it can become anxiety. It can become depression. So I think that the way that his parents and his family taught him was good. It was a good thing. And it certainly helped him, because there were moments in the house where he was upset. He was upset with Tiffany. He was upset with Kyland. He was upset with Derek F at times. There was different things going on within that house. But like he said, he had control. He always had control of his emotions, and that was what brought him to the end. But something that I want to say and something that I want to leave you with is it's okay, especially for the African Americans and especially for the males watching this. It's okay to have expression of your emotions in a healthy, controlled manner. And there's going to be times where you're going to lose it as well, because that's life. You know, we all have those moments, but you have to find a way to control those emotions, as Xavier said. Otherwise, those emotions will control you. Take care and see you next time.